choose the worst people to be friends with. Man, hold on for a second,
son.
I
gotta get this out of the way, correct?
Man, yeah, you do what you gotta do.
Okay, all right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna pour something right here on the set. Got the drink, because it's Wednesday. We are recording on a Wednesday. So we're going with some 1-8 Distilling Rye. So this is Rye Wednesday, baby.
Rye Wednesday.
Get that on the can right there.
You don't want to get me a little bottle of water? I don't
want to get you a bottle of water.
I don't want to get that?
No, right. I don't really want to.
Only friends do you like this, man. Only people who know you and love you do you like this, man.
You see him trying to reach for sneakers right now because I got the rye out.
Yeah, he got the rye out. But I at least got to go in with you.
We got to go at least toast to this episode, man.
Absolutely.
It's a long time coming, so I'm glad you're here, brother. And we're going to just take a little sip of that and then smell it if you need to, whatever you want to do with it. Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah. There's so many things happening. Floral things, fruity things.
Yeah.
Spicy things.
Yeah.
Woodsy things.
It's a lot of things.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so these are also a very special pair. And these pair here are my retirement sneakers. So we had a conversation about white on whites. You know, one of the things I do is I'm an addict for white on whites, and I go through at least 2 pair every summer. There's no doubt. I get a pair Memorial Day weekend. By around July, I get another pair by July 4th, and before August, I get it. The pair that I usually get in August, September is what I keep for the rest of the winter because I very rarely wear them. But I was in church one day, and a kid that I know from church, a young lady, man, her dad, he and I are real cool. She lives in my neighborhood, and we're really cool with their family. She's a good young lady, man. Nice girl. She paints on sneakers. She's really fairly talented. And I had designed some on Nike ID, some retirement sneakers for my 22 years. But I figured, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to her, man, and see what she can do. So I went over to her crib one day. We did a couple of things. We looked on the internet for a couple of little pieces, which is why you got the arrows right here at the end, to signify the jets and all that with the Air Force.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
And so she put I had her put Air Force and retired on the back heels. I had her touch up the air on the Air Force in the back and paint that blue. Do the stripe all around, and then I had her put the 16 and the 94. The 94 is the year I came in the Air Force, and 2016 was the year I retired.
Yeah.
And so she hooked these up for me, man. I'm really happy. I very rarely wear them. Again, it's one of those things that I wear special time of year. I wear them around my retirement ceremony date, which was in like July. And then I wear them for 1 October, which was my actual retirement date.
Again, man, like I try to tell kids, and anybody else, it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
It's about quality, and after a while, it's a matter of, after you get a whole bunch of sneakers, man, they sometimes just got to have some of them that mean something to you. Now these are...
This is the last pair right here?
I got one more pair.
Okay, I'm just bracing myself for some foolishness. I feel it.
I got one more pair. This is coming up. And inside of that, I got something else. But this pair right here, man, is the pair that we were discussing. We were discussing about for
good God.
Yeah, for the infamous. This goes with your story about how I am. So these are the Los Primeros Air Force Ones.
You're gonna tell the story, right?
Yeah, I got to tell it. They came out in October. I didn't know they came out because for a while, like I said, the last year or so, about 2 or 3 years, I've been really focusing on Air Max. And so I think I'm about 10 pairs in right now. Maxes. And so I copped these. I was in New York for my daughter's birthday, and we were just roaming around. I went to the Nike store in Soho, and they were just sitting up there. And I walked up to them and was like, "These joints are crazy, man." Shout out to the young lady in there. I don't know your name, man. Who was the sales lady, but she did a good job of talking me into these.
What store was this?
This was the Nike shop. In Soho.
Yeah.
And
she had to talk you into this?
She talked me into them.
How?
Because I wasn't actually going in to the Nike store. the girl, my wife and my daughter and her friend were going into Zara. And I was like, I don't feel like going back into Zara again. We'd have been in there 1,000 times. The line was going to be long. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in a Nike store. And I went in. They were just debuting the NBA pack. So those were everywhere. And I saw these, and I was like, yo, these are crazy, man. I gotta put my eye on them. And so she saw me looking at them, and then the young lady was like, you know you want to try those on. And I can't usually get talked into anything, but she was right. I wanted to try them on. Tried them on, was like, you know what? But the problem was we had just gotten into the city, and I knew we were going to be there for the remainder of the day. We weren't leaving until, and I didn't want to carry the sneakers around all day. So she told me that they were at the other Nike. She checked online for me. She put them on hold, and they were at the other Nike store in Midtown, and we were heading up that way, but I didn't realize how far up we were going, and I went past it. And it was time to leave.
Oh, I didn't know that detail. Okay.
It was time to leave, and I couldn't get back to Midtown in time, but I had ran back to 42nd Street to see if they were in the Foot Locker, but they weren't. So I shot back up. I came home, and I couldn't stop, and I tried to go online, and I went to the Nike store in Georgetown, and then, well, I take that back. I went to Major, because every time I come to sneaker stop, I always have to stop at Majors in Georgetown in the first place. I'm talking to Ducky, again, as usual, where I get everything from. And Ducky, I told him the story, and Ducky told me I was being a rookie. He was disappointed in me. He gave me a little.
This is before you talked to me then.
This was before I talked to you. Okay. So then he explained to me what they were.
And when that is.
And that they were only released in a few places. You know, because they were for Hispanic American Heritage Month.
Yeah.
And so they were a mashup with this artist. And so I was walking to Georgetown, and then I called you to tell you how Ducky just gave me hell. And I was panicking.
Did you send me a picture of the joints?
I sent you a picture.
And I went crazy.
And I was panicking because I was like, he was like, I promise you Georgetown doesn't have them, but I was, the Nike store in Georgetown don't have them, but he was like, go check and see if they can order them. So I was going to do that, and you were like, why are you going through this? You have family members who live down the street from them. Call them. So I panicked again, hung up, called my cousin, shout out to Curtis, good looking out, Playboy. Called Curtis and was like, yo, cuz. I hit him with the 911 text.
This is serious?
This is serious. Like, I need you right this second. And I didn't realize how the 911 text went over. But he hit me back instantly like, yo, what's up? What's up? And I was like, listen, man.
He thought it was an emergency.
He thought it was a real emergency. And I was like, listen, man, there's these sneakers I left at the Nike store. He was like, yo, you kidding me?
Shout out to Curtis,
like,
yo.
I said, yo, man. I said, where you at right now? He was like, I'm in the laundromat right now. But the laundromat is where he lives, is at the top of Soho. So it literally only had to walk down a few blocks. So he was like, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. My stuff is in the dryer. When it's done, I'm gonna take it out, drop it at the crib. I'll walk down and get it for you. I was like, if you get them, I will cash app you the money for them immediately. They'll be there.
You talking all this talk as if it's not your family. Like you can trust me. I'll send you the money right now. Like you need to explain all this.
Which is ridiculous because I was gonna see him like 2-3 weeks later at Thanksgiving in Philly, but I needed them. So he hooked them up, man. Got them for me. Shout out to Curtis again, man. On the looking out. Curtis, he's actually sent me a few dope sneakers over the years.
That's what I'm talking about. Baby.
Sent me some really. I meant to bring him. He sent me a pair of sneakers one time. It was a mashup between his company, Team Epiphany, and a Heineken. And the sneakers they're gourmets. That's the name of the sneaker, gourmet. And on the side of them, they have an actual embossment of the Heineken bottle. That's dope. Right on the side. Joints are dope. But yeah, man, these are the joints, man. The Los Primeros. Yeah, man,
these things are nuts, man.
I would roll my tongue, but I'm too much of an adult to try that.
And this right. And these shoestrings are kind of crazy too because they got like a wax
on them. Absolutely. And then there's a little graffiti tag.
And there's a little tag. I noticed that when you pull them out.
There. Yeah.
I'm a tagger.
With the clear sole.
I'm not an ex-tagger. I'm still a tagger. Yeah. I'm not active. Yeah,
and
those are crazy.
The thing on the back, and this is fur right here. This is not it's not just paint. It's the
Right.
actual fur from
Shout out
to look like an animal.
Shout
of
out to
sorts.
Peter though.
Yeah. Shout out. It's not real.
we don't want
fur,
no
man.
problems.
It's supposed to feel like it.
We don't want no problem.
We don't want no
Peter.
problems with Peter, man.
We got in this bag over here, son.
This bag, we got two things, man. Two things. The first thing I'm
That
gonna
bag
bring out.
look, that bag look familiar.
Yeah, this bag is familiar. Shout out to Major, man.
out to Major,
they
yeah.
they always hold me
Come
down.
to see you, Ducky, for real.
They hold me down, man, and it's actually even worse because he and his wife Yoon, they know my weakness for my daughters and sneakers, and so a lot of times I get in there, she knows the girl sizes,
Yeah.
and right off the bat she's like, Kennedy is an 8, Morgan is a,
Yeah,
and I know
you
Morgan
know.
would like these, I know Kennedy would like these.
That's
so,
good customer service.
So
right
they
there.
take
That's
care
good.
of me.
Oh, yeah.
But these are the a pair of sneakers that were just released last Monday for Martin Luther King Day, and these are really interesting joints, man. They got equality across the back of them, which for me is a big deal,
These things
man.
are
It's
filthy, son.
the leather is all premium. They even have
see one of these joints,
they
son.
even have leather. The sole inside is crazy plush, and I haven't even put these on the street yet,
Yo,
man.
this joint right here is so heavy. Oh, I got a speech on there.
It's got the "I Have a Dream" speech
The
on there.
Nike joint on the back is what is it called? Is it embossed? Is that what it's
embossed,
called?
yep.
Embossed and on the tongue too.
Yeah. So Nike really stepped out with the premium leather on these.
Leather.
And they put the little tabs on it. And yes, for the record, I'm that obnoxious, ladies and gentlemen, that when I wear these, I will only wear them once a year, and I will keep these tabs on them, as heavy as they are.
He could be walking around with a dead looking like Slick Rick on
I
his
may
feet.
mess around and sever my Achilles tendon,
And it's all worth
but
seven Achilles tendon.
it's all worth it. I may
What does that
mess
joint say on there? What does it say?
That one just says equality
Oh,
and
okay,
with the
it's
gold.
tough, that's
yeah,
tough.
like it does on the back. Same with these. But
Son, I should have bought them drinks.
the shoestring is definitely interesting because the shoestring is white with a black tip if I want to swap them out.
Yeah.
So in case I want to get real funky,
Get real stupid,
real
disrespectful
funky.
out here.
Shout out to the ASAP mob if I want to get real cozy.
Real
on them.
cozy. These
You know
are
what I mean?
crazy cozy. You can turn these into a recliner, son. The leather on these things. Is
Yeah,
sit
so
on it.
I'm gonna give you that one real quick because I'm gonna take it back to what we were just talking about. It's the little things.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look up under the tongue.
What we got here? What we got here?
Huh?
8/28/1963.
The day of the speech, my friend.
Good God.
Bang bang.
Nike,
How
good.
you like that?
Good job,
Good job,
on these
Nike.
things, man. And the soles,
Inside,
dumb.
it's that memory foam.
yeah,
Ah,
they
but
got
you
the
didn't look
foam
at
on the
bottom.
inside. Oh,
Yeah. So
shout
there's
out
a
to DJ
there's a
Breeze.
there's a
All that was.
yeah.
It was the black on the outside of it,
Yeah.
but the clear sole on the bottom.
Yeah. And there's something
what's
behind
in
it.
there? What's in
I honestly, and that part I honestly don't know. I think there's like a freedom bird and there's some other stuff inside of it.
So
I haven't
these
really
things,
looked at
the
looked at it,
detail
the
is
detail.
crazy.
Yeah. These are serious joints,
These
man.
are
and
serious
I'm-
right here, homie.
The other
Remember, I
part,
hit you up that morning. It was like I sent you a picture. It was like, yo, and you was already on your
I
way.
was already on them. and the thing about it was, I'm an executive member of my local NAACP branch,
Mm-hmm.
and so we had a Martin Luther King breakfast down here, and I literally left the breakfast, 3-piece suited, velvet blue blazered, shot from here all the
Straight
way
out
up
there.
to Georgetown. Got in the door, and Yoon was like, "You're coming for him, ma. You know it." They were still in the box.
You said they
and
only
shit.
had one side, one of
They
each
only
side.
had- yeah. So they're not going to be very many people walking around DC with these puppies.
Son of a- I saw somebody with the high top black and white ones.
Yeah.
But I don't care for those as much.
Yeah,
joints
those
right
are
there,
the what's the name
crazy.
joints. So those are all the ones I really brought, man. But I
As
know
if it's not enough.
It's,
You know what I'm saying?
this-
This is happening in my home.
yeah.
We
This
don't
took me-
have a budget. We don't have a budget
we
for
don't
a
have a
studio
budget.
yet. This is in my house.
This is in the crib.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody want to give us some bread? What's going on? Yeah, I can't have this disrespect in my house.
These joints took me a little bit of time to figure out which ones I wanted to bring and the story attached to them. I left, obviously, I had 60 of them, so I left some, but I had to bring something with me, man.
Oh, what we got here?
I know this is whiskey and kicks. I do, and I know this is about bourbon and a lot of stuff.
It's about booze and shoes.
Booze and shoes also that I'm not really familiar with, but there's one thing that our crew
I know
is
what's
a
in there
staple.
now. I know what's in there.
The memories attached to
I
what's
know
in
what's
this
in
brown
here,
bag cause jubilation. And every happy moment that our crew has experienced, from trips to everywhere to just regular standing on couches.
Oh, I thought I knew what was in there, but this is the other thing that only thing it could be.
To things we've done, man. So I wanted to make sure I brought something for you, man.
I appreciate that,
for that, man. Because while we're talking sneakers, and we talk about sneakers literally all the time in our regular everyday lives.
Indeed.
This bottle of this champagne
That Mo.
has about 15 years worth of stories attached to it.
A lot of couches got stood on. A lot of people's feelings got hurt.
A lot of people.
A lot of
things.
It was a lot of disrespect, a lot of respect.
A lot of both
things
sides.
happened with based off of Mo. Yeah,
Based off-
we did a lot of things on this bottle, and as many times as we went out and got table service, and it's not even we weren't even getting table service. Like when we went there and they looked at us, they said, "You want a table, right?" Of course I want a table. And we'll go to the table. As many times and as many of these bottles that we went through, still I've never seen this guy drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, did I drink most of the Mo? What happened?
No, and I actually have a tolerance to drink an entire bottle of this and not get drunk. I am, if I get buzzed. But you know me, I'm always the one for one. I'll drink the glass and I'll drink some water.
Yeah,
and
and I'm just
even
going
keel
ham.
the entire time.
I just go ham, and then I said, I haven't had any water.
And I'm a gallon in, but yeah.
We went to Rochester. We went to the little club in Rochester or whatever, and we getting Mo, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, you know,
We're having a ball.
we're having a good time. So that's what's up, son. I
There's
appreciate that.
there's some
yo.
good
That's
years.
good work.
There's some good years with this bottle, man. So you can tuck it away in the back.
I'm
you
putting
know
it
what I
out
mean?
there, baby. That's gonna be right there.
But that's
I've never owned a bottle of Mo.
you've never owned a bottle.
That's my first bottle of Mo ever. All
Really?
those bottles that we bought, I never bought a bottle just to have at the crib ever.
Which is interesting. So let's put this into perspective, ladies and gentlemen. He's devoured a number of these bottles at $200 a pop. Standard.
That's very irresponsible.
But he's never owned the $60 version at the local liquor store. How is that
Ridiculous.
How is that possible?
Never, because it's attached to the spot.
But then how? I mean, let's be realistic. What are you gonna drink this in your living room?
And stand on my own
Oh,
couch.
you stand on your?
I
You're gonna
might.
stand on your own couch with this?
on my own couch.
You can't do that.
Listen, man. Look, man. We gotta stop this thing, yo. Whiskey and Kicks, man. My man Joe's up in his piece. Crazy sneakers, dope stories. We can go on for
Literally,
hours.
as we
But
normally do.
Producer Ted is giving me that look right now. So this is the end of this episode. I appreciate everything, son.
My guy,
thanks for
man.
coming through.
I appreciate you for having me on,
Did
man.
pretty good over here. You
It's
know
gonna
what
be
I
a
mean?
heck
Don't
of a
worry
drive
about
back
that.
to the house.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we'll get you an Uber or something. Don't worry about that. Though. Stay safe out there, people. And
Absolutely.
we'll see y'all next time on Whiskey and Kicks, man. Shout out to Fly High Club too.
Shout out to Cuzzo, man. Keep me fresh. I get that package in the mail all the time.